up. Chair on the head.
I think underrated though for sure
Uh-huh.
is probably Slumber Pig. He's so good, man. He's like a diamond in the rough we found at a solo queue. Mostly because he plays enchanters whenever I tell him to.
And his name is John C.
Mac and cheese is disgusting, revolting, gross, boring, and bland.
Almighty push.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the CC Zone. I am Redacted, joined by my wonderful co-host, Brinkles. Brinkles, how you doing tonight? Absolutely. I'm glad you are here too, as we have ourselves quite the array of guests this week. You know, it is as the episode is titled, the Dorado Takeover. Both of our Dorado teams are in the conference finals, as they have basically said they were going to be initially when the season first started. So they are not liars. They're sticking to their truth. But yeah, let me introduce our guests here. So starting, of course, with the other individual on camera, we have once again Mr. PhD OG Kush, the Dorado Gamma mid laner. We have Bubster the Prophet right below him, and he's the AD for ID Eclipse, AD carry. And on next to him, we have XBKP, the mid laner, also for ID Eclipse. Above him, we have Hoshi Umi, which is the support and owner as well, one of the owners of Dorado. And then lastly, above him is Sev, one of our roster staff actually, and of course a secret Dorado affiliate. Or I don't know if it's secret, maybe y'all know. But yeah, lots of dog affiliates or, you know, actual teammates up in here. How's everyone doing though so far? Kush, we'll start with you since you're on camera. Are we really? There's no way. Hold up. Fucking. Oh my god. Fucking Discord. Oops. Hold that thought. Frankles. I'm gonna put. It's gotta be OBS. Hold on. There's no way. All right. Mic check now. No. Oh, they keep capturing me. Sorry. Yeah, I put you on camera. I don't know.
Toes are in demand, I guess.
Gosh. Hmm. Another Mickey Mouse CCS podcast.
Okay, I think I fixed it.
Yay! They can hear it. All right.
I don't know what happened. That's really weird. Sorry about that, everyone.
Oh man.
Oh, wait, hold on. They lost you. All right, they got you back. All right, we're back. OG Kush, once again, sorry about that. You want to go ahead and run that back for us?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Redacted. Welcome to all of the Dorado members that are here in the call, current and future. So yeah, that'll include Bubster and BKB, I'm sure.
Current, I'm coming back, bro.
After the split, yeah, Seb's coming back. So yeah, it's just an all Dorado podcast this episode, which is great. Yeah, I was just saying, it's good to be back on the podcast after another easy 3-2 for Dorado Gaming last week.
Easy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's in the with Zeta finishing up in with the diamond split, someone had to take up the torch of being Dorado's content gamer. So that's naturally.
Okay. Bubster, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing pretty good, guys. Overall, Kush isn't entirely wrong about the future Dorado statement because I've eliminated New. Then after I beat Glaive and go on to eliminate Gamma, and then I eliminate Omega in the finals, I will be the full-time owner of Dorado Gaming. So he's somewhat right with that, but it's going pretty good, guys. How about you?
Let's go.
And I hope you're, pretty safe as Mr. Bubster is in hurricane territory. So praise out to you, man. Hope nothing comes to interfere with your safety and whatnot like that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. PKB,
Yo.
how about you?
Doing good. It's kind of fucking crazy that Bubble's here and he's being that much of a loser while he's sitting on his computer during a hurricane, but nothing new for him. Been good though. Been chilling after class and here to enjoy some content with the boys.
Hoshi?
Yeah, I'm vibing as well. Hopefully this is a pretty interesting podcast because you guys are taking away from my Valorant time. So hopefully it can get kind of spicy in here.
Wow. Okay. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. Well then. And Sev, our wonderful roster staff, how about you, man? How you doing?
Yeah, bro, I'm good. It's crazy to hear I'm coming back to Dorado. Hopefully Caleb doesn't hear that. He's gonna have to fight for the contract with Hoshi.
Awesome. So I'm glad you're all doing pretty well. And I'm excited to have you all here. This podcast has probably been a long time coming. Just especially getting BKP on here. I've been wanting to get some other ID Clips members on here because we've only been hearing from Bubster. So it's nice to have some more representation from all our different teams and whatnot. But I'm going to let Brinkles go ahead and start off us with the first question. Brinkles.
Yeah, well, here's the thing is that we're facing a Dorado takeover, redacted. I mean,
go ahead and prep.
They're trying to poach mid podcasts. They're poaching in the Trash Talk channel. They're poaching in every other chat. As you can see, it's already in the middle of our podcast. It says Dorado World Order. For those that may not know, there was a wrestling storyline in the 90s where something very much similar like this happened, and they're just taking over. So we only have a select few groups members that are left that can stop this. I mean, ID Eclipse, maybe they can do it because clearly Frozen can't. Frozen's gone at this point. But no. So my first question, this is actually going to be for you, BKP. When you see the landscape of what has become so far in the Plat CCS for us, is there any concern that you have that you guys aren't going to make finals?
You mean our conference finals or just finals in general?
Grand finals.
Is there any concern? No, not at all. Glaive Bingus, the loss was a fluke. Let's be real. We went to 5 games.
Dude, I casted that.
Yeah, and our 5 games looked way better than their 5 games against Gamma did. So we beat Gamma before. Back in the PRL days, I think, with a gold 3 jungler. We got the
same Gamma
recent
roster. Was it the same Gamma roster?
No, not at all.
It was different, but he's leaving out the details of the very last time that we played. We won in like 23 minutes. So
I don't even remember if we
leave
played again, to be honest. But
yeah, it was the last. It was the last week. Last week of regular season. But details.
All right,
you guys threw 7K gold. I got the clip to prove it.
go ahead and continue your point though, BKP.
No, not concerned at all. I'm kind of excited to play against Gamma. Glaive, it's like whatever to me. Always fun to play against people you played against before, and then especially ex teammates. I played with Hasm before. Me and Bubble have played with him, so.
Okay.
Same question to you, Buffster.
I have, to be honest, I would compare our run to something like EG in spring because, we lost to Glaive in the first 5 games. We played terrible. And we drafted terrible, and we just didn't have an identity. And then New was a real wake-up call for us. And we kind of went back in the lab, talked out like what we need to do. And then obviously you saw the 3-0 Goldfish improvement and expect something similar against Glaive this week. And then honestly, I don't think Game was that good. Probably the weakest dog team left, to be honest. And then we'll be in the finals against probably Omega. So I'm not worried at all.
Wow. Okay. I actually have a question for Sev. And this is because,
Sure.
we don't get that often to speak to our roster staff. So I need to ask you, how the hell did all these Dorado players get into this league?
They're just all so dog.
I mean, like, what's the research you're doing? You sure we got no Elo sitters here? Like,
There's
you sure there's no comp rulings that we need to know about?
Hey, redacted. The point is though that Sev, as roster staff, it can't be said that no one from Dorado has been comp ruled in our league. It's been other teams. So maybe he's doing it right by DOG, but yeah.
Okay, so like real answer is like I know most of the guys and like they're obviously all really fucking good. But I know they're not elo sitting. Maybe Hoshi, but there's no details against it.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all know Flay's
You
on
just
here,
too
right?
good, bro.
Plays in the chat.
Flay's in the chat.
That's the real answer though.
I don't know what Seb's talking about.
You a possible elo sitter. That's it. You're just too good.
Oh snap. Okay. All right. So let's move on a bit. With Worlds coming up with a new patch and everything like that, what do you all feel about the meta currently for League? At least, obviously not the Worlds meta, but I mean in the amateur state. Like, what do you think? What do you see going on in our meta here? Like, do you think it's still gonna continue to be this enchanter super carry bot lane meta with carry top laners, or what do you all think that's looking like? Hoshi, we'll start with you.
I think it's actually quite interesting because I think Wednesday and Thursday have like their own different metas. Like our series against Omega was pretty interesting because there was a lot of priority on like Gangplank, and then the misfortune first pick was like quite apparent whenever teams would go to blue side. So I don't watch Thursday as much, but the Wednesday teams are like pretty bot lane focused with us, CB Rush, and Omega Gaming Obsidian.
Yeah.
And I think it'll continue to be that way because we probably have some of the better bot lanes in the tournament. So I don't really see that changing too much.
Bubster, what do you think? I mean, as you're another bot laner, so what are your thoughts on the different metas between the conferences? Do you think that's a valid statement, or?
I think it is. To be honest, I'm just glad that it's not MF Sivir first pick meta anymore, because those champs are super boring to play. I watched the Wednesday and stuff, and it kind of looked similar when I was watching like the Omega Dog series. Like it was kind of Jinx, Sivir being played, but I don't know if it's going to change too much. I really don't think there's like a super priority ADC anymore after all these changes. So I doubt we're going to see ADCs picked as early. So I'm happy about that. But overall, I think that's like the only real change.
Anyone else have any input on that, or we can just move on to the next question if no one else has any input?
For my POV, I think pretty much along the same lines as Hoshi. I think like Wednesday and Thursday have slightly different metas in terms of what side of the map that they play on, or put priority on. I think that the I think overall, I think Thursday's more topside centric or has more topside carries than Wednesday does. Um, and I think that, like, at least for us personally, um, yeah, if it's there's no crazy like 1-3-1s type deal going on. At least the games that we've won is pretty standard 5v5 team comp, and nothing, yeah, too out of the ordinary there. In terms of priority picks, like, I know that before last patch, like Hecarim was like super high priority, but he got nerfed. And so I feel like everything's kind of like in a lull state. So like blue side is kind of awkward right now because there's like things that are decent to be won, but um nothing too crazy, I think.
That's fair. No, that's a very fair take. And yeah, I can agree with that somewhat. Not even somewhat. Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, for sure. I feel like, as a Thursday caster, obviously, I see a lot of the Thursday. And yeah, what Bubster said is very valid. There are, or I believe Hoshi is, sorry, about there being a lot of more top lane carries in Thursday compared to Wednesday. You don't really hear too much about the top laners on Wednesday, but you hear about the bot laners. Glacial on the Nyla, and so on and so forth. Moonstone, of course, with the enchanters. Oh man, good times. But yeah, so for sure, definitely the metas between the leagues have their own shape, and we'll see how that progresses. When one of y'all make it to the finals, that'll be pretty interesting to see how these two different metas collide and what becomes priority in that grand finals. But yeah, Frankles, you look like you got something on your mind you want to get off. I see you formulating a question there, or someone DMing you.
No, I was formulating in my mind on how much of a bozo Flay is, but
oh yeah,
no. I actually have a question, and this is going to be for Hoshi. Hoshi, when you take, last year or not last year, but last split when we talked with Zol about Dorado, there was a lot of talks of like, hey, this is a young roster. You guys were building things. Sorry, Seb. But now you guys are in this split, and you guys are dominating. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Diamond, you guys won, and now you're seeing that two of your rosters, except for New, are in their conference finals. What can you say about the level of execution and the level of trust that your teams are displaying?
So when we first found out about CCS, I was talking with Flay and stuff, and I was really a big fan of the content and the community that you guys had built up so far. So we wanted to send a team, but I think the only one that was available at the time was Omega. So we were like, okay, I think they can do fine. They made playoffs. They booted one of the TA teams in 5 games. So to be honest, I think they kind of overperformed, and I was really, really proud of them. But coming into this split, like me, Zol, and Efron, who is our third owner, we kind of said, fuck that. Like, we're going to stack some rosters. This is a league that we really, really want to win. So we're going to send 2 of our better rosters to CCS, 1 on each day, so we can, like, kind of guarantee this chip. And you guys can see that our plan is kind of coming to fruition.
This man said, if I can't win a league with one team, I'm going to buy it with multiple. Okay. I'm messing with you, Hoshi. But no, like, honestly, when I first heard we had 3 Dorado teams, I was like, what the hell? Like, why? But that's
more odds of winning, bro.
Yeah, no, that's very valid. We got 2 ID teams. Actually, speaking of Bubster, what is the that's a great segue. What's the story with the ID teams? I didn't even know. Can you give us the background on that? Like, how did Eclipse and Frozen become a thing?
So basically, if I'm being honest, this is actually kind of a funny story. I don't know if Hoshi knows about it, but BK and Godly were on a roster in Dog during the tryout phase last split. And then they had this idea that they wanted to play with me, and I wanted to play with them because we've been boys and we've been playing forever. and I'm pretty sure they asked Zol if I could get on a roster with them, but Zol declined it and said no. So they both left Dog, and then we were looking for an organization to play for, and we know the people in ID because they're like former ex MG people after the whole pedophile thing came out and everyone left.
What?
So,
Wait,
Huh?
what?
I don't know if we want to get on all of this.
Yeah, just move on. Just move on.
Whoa,
This one.
whoa.
Let's run that back.
no,
No,
I thought
no,
this was
it's gonna be
common
a passive
knowledge.
situation.
I thought this was common knowledge.
No.
No.
Give us the clip notes.
Oh, brother.
Basically, dude, I used to be boys with this guy. Basically, the owner likes him young. That's all I gotta say. So everyone kind of left after that came out,
Understood.
Damn. Well,
and that's how we got the ID because the people that left who made ID were from MG.
Okay. Okay.
jeez.
Delete the VOD.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, Sev, you got any questions you want to ask our guests? You know, you are roster staff here. I want to throw it to roster staff. Like, you see all their applications when they come through. Is there any applications that made you, just scratch your head or anything like that?
Yeah, Slumber Pig.
That one's beyond me, bro. I don't know what happened with that. I didn't even know the accusations was gonna go towards Moonstone and all that stuff until
We're not
everyone
talking
else saw
about
it.
Moonstone. We're talking about the people that are here.
No, I know. He brought up Slumber Pig. I mean, none that I can think of, to be honest. I mean, there definitely were some few during like the early stages of going through rosters, but it's been so long since then that I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. You got any questions you want to ask our current players, though? No, you just here to be a
Yeah,
guest.
Kush, why are you so good, bro?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, man. I save all my power for scrim days and game days because it's definitely not in solo queue, man.
When's
I'm
the
going
when's
nowhere
the
there.
Vel'Koz coming out? That's not Rutledge.
Because, yeah, I mean, I hear that Vel'Koz is like really good to pick on B2.
Uh,
Especially three games in a row.
No, bro, this is false. I don't know where you got this information from.
Y'all are trolling. All right, I'm gonna get to a real question. All right, let's talk about last week's games, right? Just a little bit. Let's get back on some CCS content. Omega against Dog Omega, obviously against Omega Gaming. I did not really watch too much of that game. I was somewhere. I don't remember where. But yeah, I didn't catch it. Bubster, you said you do watch the Wednesdays games, correct? BKP. I don't know if you caught those as well. So, what were your thoughts though on how that game went and overall about the Omega teams, both of them?
I watched that whole series basically. I actually thought that I didn't think Dog Omega played that good. They did, right? They won.
Yeah.
I thought just Omega was just trolling all over the rift. They looked terrible.
Why?
In my opinion. They were literally just inting all over. They were constantly taking invades. Joker, Hoshi were gapping the bot lane every single game, except that one game. But that's civil fake talk, to be honest. And it was just kind of dominant. I just thought Omega looked terrible in the series. And I was really disappointed because I thought they were pretty good and they might actually challenge. And I'm also disappointed because I'm pretty sure, I think everyone here can agree CB Rush is the weakest team left in all of playoffs. They get a free win this week. But then we're just going to see Omega beat them again. Or Dog Omega beat them again.
BKP, what about you?
I'm not gonna lie. I did not watch the series. I think I watched half of one game and I started falling asleep because who the fuck willingly watches Platinum League of Legends? That shit is so boring for the most part, unless you're fist fighting all the time.
125 people showed up for Glaive and Gamma last week. Don't shit on our cast.
No, I'm not shitting on the cast. The cast is the only thing that makes it watchable. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you're talking about the games. All right, my bad.
Yeah, the actual game.
Carry on. Oh, 138 according to Flay.
Yeah, I really didn't watch the series. I thought Dog Omega was gonna win. I think Omega's good. I don't know if they're that good, to be quite honest. I think it was, kind of easy Mickey Mouse run for them, but Yeah, that's about it for Wednesday.
Hoshi, what were your thoughts on that matchup? Obviously, being an active participant.
So for us, that was the one that we've been looking forward to pretty much the whole split because I mean they talk a pretty good game and our group was like really fucking shit for the most part. So it's really hard to keep my players motivated because we kind of knew that we'd just win every week.
Mm.
So we were like really, really ready for this one. And then, at least speaking for me, it feels like the support position across all of CCS is like giga dog shit. And Cool Crab, when I was looking at the multi, he's like D2. So I was like pretty excited for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, 3 out of the 4 games, I blow his flash level 1. And I'm like, I guess nobody really shows up to play in the bot lane anymore. So I don't know. I think the games are like pretty one-sided once we kind of felt them out and we kind of knew how to play against them. I don't really see that changing again once we play them next week after they 3-0 CB Rush tomorrow.
Okay, so that's your prediction on that matchup. Noted. Got it.
Yeah. And if CB Rush does end up winning, we're definitely celebrating tomorrow night because it's a free grand finals for us.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the other matchup then, and we'll start obviously with OG Kush because he was an active participant in that. You got to tell me, man. Who did I interview? I don't remember who I interviewed. But were you sweating at all during that matchup? Because I mean, Glaive looked like Glaive almost had it. I don't remember how the score lined up, but Glaive was pretty close.
Yeah, it was an interesting series, that's for sure. I mean, game one, Glaive left open Camille, which I highly encourage every team that we face against to at least try once. Because you know, it's always fun seeing teams at least giving a shot at Hazim's Camille before he just completely runs train on the game. And then they banned it for the rest of the series, which made sense. Games 2 and 3 were just like a bit strange because on game 2, we just traded Misfortune and Seraphine, and then we also picked Olaf as a potential flex, and then ended up going top lane. And apparently our top laner was just really not wanting to play Olaf. He was just put on it, and apparently it was fine going into it, but I think he was just like mentally not happy that he had it, which translated into the game.
We could tell. Well, I could definitely tell.
Yeah. And then the third game, we whipped out the Syndra Pike bot lane as an answer to Fortune Seraphine, which was it was just kind of weird how that one panned out because it was like one of those things where you have like really good scrim results, like 5+ kills by like 10-15 minutes, and then it just kind of flops in game. And then because we had that, we didn't have as good team fighting, so it didn't really matter at that point. And so going into game 4, like we were mentally all fine. Just like a couple like flops and some mechanical misplays, and we just picked standard 5v5, and it was like pretty easy going after that. I mean, Glaive's like pretty solid team. They have pretty solid players across the board. But yeah, I mean, even when we have an off day, we're still better than the majority of the competition that's left in the tournament. So, yeah, I'm really not too concerned. The only series that I'm like somewhat concerned about is when we play Dorado Omega in the grand final. Yeah, they're the only competition that's left that has a legitimate shot of beating us.
Okay. Bubster, what were your thoughts on that Glaive or BKP? We'll actually start with you. What were your thoughts on that Glaive Gamma series? Because now you face Glaive once again, and of course the winner goes on to face Gamma here. So
Again, similar to Omega and Doggo, I really didn't watch. I heard it went to 5 games. I watched a little bit of it.
Okay.
I was kind of surprised that I went to 5 games.
Why?
Hasm, I thought it was easy 3-0 for them. I'm not gonna lie. I think Haslam kind of ran it a couple times, made it a bit hard for Dog G to win. Speaking to Kush's point, I think Camille is the only champ Haslam can play, so I don't see why you should leave it open. But besides that, yeah, it kind of sums up my thoughts.
Why do you think it was going to be a 3-0 though? I mean, do you think Gamma was that much better, or do you just think Glaive isn't as good? Because once again, Glaive did send y'all to the lower bracket, so like.
Yeah. I mean, Bubster said it already. We just played like absolute dog shit when we played. But I think it's a mix of. I mean, Glaive's not a bad team. They're not a great team. And Dog G is supposed to be, the Omega powerhouse, like Hoshi said earlier, and I thought it was like a clean sweep to finals for them, but it looks like teams actually stand a fighting chance.
All right. Anyone else want to take a crack at the Gamma Glaive series? Or we can just move on to the next question.
Well, then my question for for either Hoshi or OG though, is that Glaive Bingus, I mean, majority of that roster was on DNX's squad last year or last split and had made grand finals against Goldfish Gaming. Was it a huge confidence booster for your squad to take down that team in the fashion that you guys did?
Yeah, I mean, having played them in the regular season and 2-0ing them, when we had Carino in mid lane, which is his secondary position, and then we had a sub 80 carry.
Carino played mid.
It was yeah, he's pretty good mid laner.
Wait, where were you then?
I was on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And since we had two of them with like a kind of janky iteration of a roster, and how we've been performing in scrims against higher competition that is allowed to play in CCS, I've been pretty confident. It was just a couple off games overall, but we scrapped it together, so I'm happy about that.
Hoshi, you want to answer the question as well?
I think, I mean, Gamma's like expected to beat them, right? I think them going to 5 games, Kush should probably agree, is like kind of a failure. It was kind of Panzora's legacy series because Hazem was looking like Panzora Jr. out there, but I don't think it'll be the same way the next time they play. I think they'll probably wash them if they do get the opportunity to play them again, which I'm not sure if they will, because I think that Glaive ID series will probably be pretty close. So I'm not sure. We'll see.
I was just about to say, so you're already predicting that Glaive is gonna be ID.
No, I wouldn't say that. But I think that series probably does go 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could as well, for sure. But yeah, let's move on to another question I have for you all here. This one is going to be a bit off. We're not gonna talk about CCS for a bit. This one is gonna be a little bit random, all right? Which champion do you think fits your personality the most? Seth,
oh my
we're
gosh.
gonna start with you.
Oh
Me?
my gosh.
I mean, everyone knows me for Felcos, so we'll just go for that, bro.
Vel'Koz? Alright.
We do geometry, that's it.
Oh, okay. Got you. You are a CS major, so yeah. Hoshi, what about you, man?
Well, usually people think of me as a Tom Kench one trick, so I don't know. It'd probably be that one. I do like playing that champion quite a bit.
So you saying that champion fit your personality the most? Like you a Tom?
Yeah,
Kench?
sure, why not? Yeah. Let's just do it.
Oh, okay. They being nasty in the chat. OG Kush, what about you, bro? I'm about to time out the owner of this own damn league.
Yeah, I think I guess I probably just have to go with Ziggs. Probably Ziggs. Because there's a mad scientist Ziggs skin, so that fits pretty well with me being an actual scientist.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean Ziggs throws bombs and stuff, so he's like a bit of a terrorist, which I kind of am in my solo queue games. Because I ain't going nowhere. Just here to wreak havoc to the low platinum gamers out there. Uh, and Ziggs got a pretty nice smile. I think I have a pretty nice smile, so
Okay.
we'll take that.
Buster, what about you?
I have no idea.
You have
If
no
I had to
idea? You
pick
had all this
one,
time, man, to think about
I
it.
know, and I've been racking my brain wondering who to say. I guess I'll say like Ezreal, maybe, because he's kind of like a goofy idiot, and I feel like that kind of relates to me the most.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I kind of like museums too, and Ezreal's that he's always digging and trying to steal stuff. So I'll just go with Ezreal.
Chelsea was saying Twitch because you're a rat. I'm not.
Oh,
You know,
now that's Hasm, man.
she ain't wrong. She ain't wrong.
Hasm's Twitch like
Hasm.
1000%. That little rat.
100%.
Oh man. I mean, I think everybody can get on the stream. Yeah, Hasm just a little rat, man.
Okay, BKP, what about you? Which champion fits your personality the most?
Dude, what is this question? First of all,
Hey, this is the CC zone, man. Anything can happen.
what? Okay. I don't know. I really don't.
Over
I was
150
gonna say
champions,
Tom
and you don't
Kench,
know?
to be honest, because Tom Kench is fucking sick,
Uh-huh.
and I'm fucking sick. But then Hoshi said it, and I was like, I can't say the same shit. Let me look. Scroll through the champ list really quick.
You're literally the last person. And you
Just be Victor, so manage your one trick.
Cringe, man.
I'll say mine then. Redacted.
Yes.
Mine's River Shen.
Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Mhm.
If any of you ever get the chance to play with Brankles in house, his River Shen, pretty good.
It goes hard,
Pretty
bro.
good. I think it's undefeated too, right? Brankles?
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
he had to think about it.
No, it's been a while since I've done it in house, but my River Shen it's just fun because it's also fun to beat Plat and Diamond players as a Silver 3 jungler. Part of the process, redacted.
He's just too good.
I guess for me, a champion that I say fits my personality the most is
Yeah, because you wanted this question.
No, not even. Not even. But I figured like if I don't answer, y'all are gonna ask me anyway. So,
True.
I would say probably what's that motherfucker called? Not Tristana. Probably Zaya or something. Because like I like to break the rules every now and then, and just do my own thing.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, Karina said that River Shen's elite.
What?
Redacted. You want to explain what you said?
What you mean?
Break it down.
He's breaking the rules. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
What? I don't need to explain shit. BKP, you next. You had time.
You can't just say that and not explain it.
BKP, go.
No, you gotta explain it. Come on.
Hey, who run the show?
Let's be real. You're gonna be
I'm
like,
one, yeah, you know what?
sweet, bro.
I'm one half. Redacted. Explain yourself.
Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, with our next matchups, we have ID Eclipse against Glaive Bingus. And of course, we have CB Rush against Omega Gaming. Sev, what are your thoughts on these matchups here? I want to talk to someone that's not a player, someone that's very removed from from the league.
I mean, to start with the easy one, CB Rush, Omega Gaming.
Mhm.
If we see Hard Hat Zone versus CB Rush Rutledge, it might be a decent match, and they might actually just 3-0.
CB Rush? You think CB Rush might 3-0 Omega?
If Rutledge plays like he did against Hard Hat Zone, if he plays like he did against Dorado Epsilon in APL Finals, might be a little rough for him, bro.
Why do you say why anything else you want to give me, or you just think it's because I mean CB Rush you can't forget about Glacial in the bot lane, man, and of course Hunter Wolf Steel, Pip.
I mean, only other good one on that roster is Glacial. Let's be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
And then, I mean, for Omega Gaming,
Mhm.
I mean, everyone else has kind of said it. It's kind of true. Like, they're kind of toss up. Like, they're good, but they're not as like strong as everyone like kind of expected them to be. So, say predictions probably. If CB Rush plays well, they can it'd probably be like 3-1 CB Rush. If they don't play well, they're probably gonna get 3-0'd.
Okay.
For ID Eclipse Glaive,
Yeah.
I think that game's gonna go to, or the series gonna go to 5 games.
What do you think is gonna be the X factor?
Mentals is probably the big one. I know, but both those teams are pretty good. I didn't really pay too much attention to Wednesday or Thursday. Only like some of it, but I'd probably give it to Eclipse 3-2.
Okay. I'm still riding with Glaive. Sorry, bub. Sorry, BKB. If y'all prove me wrong, though, that would be pretty cool. Oh, they're quiet.
Redacted, I think you got the worst takes in this league. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Hey, I'm gonna say BKB and Bubster is that y'all are looking pretty good for locking your Thursday final spot if Redact is voting against you, because he voted for Goldfish against us, he voted for Glaive against us. So if he's voted for Glaive against you guys, then like you might as well start prepping for us, man, because y'all sealed it already.
So you said I'm the caster curse? I'm the cursing caster this split?
Yeah, so Redacted, when we make grand finals against Dorado Omega, you better beat Dorado Omega's #1 super fan.
Nah. You gotta root for them, man. Please. I beg of you.
He's just gonna root for Dorado. Either way, he wins.
No, I already told myself if Gamma does make it to grand finals, I was gonna root for Gamma because I'm a Thursday caster, so I gotta
Let's go.
Thursday team. You know, I gotta stay with my side of the conference. I mean, I did that last year, but last split I was rooting for Goldfish all the way through, like even in the regular season. So, but that's a different story.
Yeah, well, Flay might as well sign the check to Dorado Omega already, man.
But
It's
wait,
due.
why am I the caster curse? Brankles was caster cursing first though. The Brankles buff and everything. Reign of Kings already out of here. My team made it.
Hold on. Hey, pause. Redacted. my team wasn't even expected to make it to playoffs. So yeah.
That's because you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, no, my team wasn't expected to make playoffs, and if I recall, Redacted, I'm not the one that's predicting these last few matches wrong. See, my bracket was already busted by like the second round or anything. So, yeah. And also, I did choose Goldfish Gaming to beat whatever that team was. So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Flay saying Matt G cleared Reign of Kings.
You know what? Let's at this time we haven't done this in a while,
G.
Brinkles, because you know it's been pretty hectic split. Let's take some questions from Twitch chat. So, what questions Twitch chat got for us?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I have one. Because it was up in there earlier. So this is for you, Bubster. If you guys replaced your top laner with Flay, what would your team's record be?
We would have won a single series. I'm gonna be honest. Flay is a bozo. He runs a terrible league. I would expect he would get ran on the Rift too, just like he does in the league scene. So he's getting ran through. We're not winning a single game. Top gaps on top gaps against us.
What's a bigger gap, Matt G or Flay?
Flay for sure, bro.
Oh, here's a good question. Thank you, my son, Fire Flans. Who is the weakest link in every remaining playoff team on your side? Hoshi, start with you.
Does that mean I have to answer for my own team too, or what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, I'm down. If everybody else is down, I'll do it.
You
Okay.
You got to.
I mean, we have the luxury that our team is like stacked everywhere, so I don't really care. But Mr. Harmonica God plays Tarkov 20 hours a day, so if I were to say my team had a weakness, it's probably him. But even then, he's like violating everybody top lane 1v1, so it doesn't even matter. For CB Rush, I think it's weird because I think this team is like the luckiest fucking team. Like not even in CCS and Aegis too. They get lucky everywhere, man. Like they're so fucking bad. I don't know how they have made it like this far in both leagues, and then they sit there and fucking trash talk, just talking about how nobody respects us or anything. Like we're top 2 in every role on our team. It's like no, you're not. Like you guys fucking suck. So
Why are you
if I
disrespecting my son, bro?
so if I had to pick the weakest link on CB Rush, I would say it's probably Coach Pizza because they just barely picked them up right, and they need to synergize with him.
No, Coach Pizza's been around. He's played with them in APL.
Oh, true. He
Yeah.
he did play with them in APL.
He was just new to the not new to the CSS, but like.
Sorry, I just saw martial arts for a while.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Campbell.
I would still say it's either him or Pip because Pip doesn't really do much. He just sits up there in top lane and just takes it. So one of them two. And then who's the other team? Omega Gaming Obsidian.
Yeah.
It's probably Sauter. I mean, from what I hear people talk about him, he's a really nice guy, but he's just like a weak side player. He only really knows how to play GP. And if you're this far into the tournament, you got to be able to play more. But I will say that there was a whole bunch of hype for Delilah for MVP for Wednesday and whatnot, and like she's the best jungler in the league. And my son Bozos, they were saying that he was the worst, like the weakest link on our team, and he absolutely fucking murdered her on the Rift. I was so proud of him. Like every single game, he was giga washing her. So I'm glad that he ended up getting first team All Pro for Wednesday for our group because he really, really deserved it. He put in a lot of work. And I'm glad that he's getting the respect that he deserves.
BKP, what about you? Same question.
Same question.
Including
who's
your
left?
team.
Glaive Dog and us. Who's on Gamma?
Start with your team.
Probably Bubble. To be honest, that guy's kind of a
Ouch.
psychopath. He's gonna be a little crybaby if he doesn't carry the game and can't accept that BK's gonna carry him every game.
Oh, really? So y'all have like, what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all have like not competitions, but do you sometimes argue about like who gets the resources and who's gonna be the carry at a certain point in the game?
No, it's just
not literally argue, but like, yo, no, I need this gold more.
yeah. I mean, it's like you win the game, and if you win the game and you play like shit, such as my Syndra last game, I went like 4-8 and won the game. That doesn't feel good. No one wants to be the passenger like Matt G the whole series. I guess the whole split, to be honest. For Gamma,
I'm gonna just let you have that. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
For
keep it pushes.
For Gamma, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's Hasm just because he's looked so coin flip recently. I thought he was like a nuts player coming into it, and I love playing with him. I still think he's good. But holy, some of the series, he looks so rough.
That's right. You are a former Hasm teammate here. I forgot about that. Yeah, how was that playing with him in the past?
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, good player, even funnier guy in game when he's shitting on the other top laner, and the other top laner's like 0-10, and he's like BMing the fuck out of him. It's a great time. But if it's losing, it's not that fun. So,
do you think if Hasm has a hard time in his series, if Hasm has a hard time in his series, that mental will affect him, like, or no?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think most people, especially in Plat Diamond leagues, are ego players. It takes a lot to go 0-10, be the reason you lost the game, and then come back and be stronger and take the series. But I think Hasm's ego definitely is a huge factor in games.
All right. So I've got a question for you, Hoshi. So, taking a look, or actually, has everyone answered the question?
No, there's still me
go
and Bubster. I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'll just start with us. Um, yeah, I think if I were to put a weak point, yeah, it probably would. It's kind of ironic because like Hasm's arguably one of the biggest carries in the entire league. Um, when he's playing well, but sometimes he gets a little antsy and uh and runs it a little bit on the early stages. But for the most part, he runs it back. So like later stages in the game after running it early, which is good for him. But yeah, if I had to point out a spot, that's inconsistent or not good sometimes, then yeah, it would be him. For ID Eclipse, I think it's by far easy decision ward box. This guy, I mean, like I don't know, you have Beyond Godly on your bench. Like, why are you not playing him over this ward box guy, man? I I don't know. I see him playing like these kill lanes with Bubster on Draven, and my God, like it makes like pressure Draven lanes look balanced because he's just like playing nowhere, and Bubster's just trying to carry him super hard on his back. So that's definitely Friday Eclipse, and then for Glaive, it's also in the bot lane, but I'd probably say High Legacy. Um, like has I think High Legacy has really no good options to play aggressive lanes, aggressive kill lanes or anything. The only times where I've seen High Legacy perform is when um, he or she is able to just sit back and scale and kind of be a passenger. Um, so, yep.
Okay. I mean, but is there anything necessarily wrong with that sometimes, especially in this meta where, you know, not necessarily like the bot lane, especially the AD carry, doesn't necessarily need to snowball. Um, so if they just do their
No,
job,
it's
get the
nothing. Yeah, no, I mean it's yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Like
yeah,
there's, I mean, I think there's a difference um between playing weak side and scaling really well to um just like kind of not having any impact. Like I've never, like I don't think I've seen at least recently have seen like high legacy pressuring super hard in the lane or up in CS or anything. But I think the most notable like thing about that player that's not good is team fight positioning
Hmm.
is pretty poor. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the explanation, Wrinkles. You got something. I can see it.
No, it's more of I'm just trying to figure out that we're getting so close to the end, right?
Mhm.
And I'm just trying to figure out what team can actually make a run at taking out a Dorado team. Obviously, Glaive Bingus has that you know opportunity too because Panzora to me is still a really great top laner. Um, I'm not even gonna touch CB Rush unless our boy Glacial goes, pops off. I love Glacial. Um, but I think ID Eclipse also has, a great opportunity just the way that they play and everything. Um, but I think a lot of us are forgetting that Omega. I know Obsidian had, not the greatest of showings in that series, but I think that they are still a team that can, make a good run as well.
Why?
Why? Well, I mean, think about it, Redact. We're at this point of the playoffs, right?
Mhm.
That you start to see teams. Hey, what picks can you pull out? What can you do differently when you saw that you guys had lost? We take a look at Omega. They lost 3-1, right?
Yeah.
That's still a game that they took off of DOG Omega, and now they're going to be going up against CB Rush. And I think if it all plays out, I think Omega is going to 3-0 Stevie Rush, and it's primarily going to be off of the back of what they can do to fix their mistakes that they made against Omega. I think when we get to the conference finals, we're going to have 5-game bangers. And I know that someone was like saying like, oh, well, if we face Glaive Bingus again, we're just going to, we're going to stomp them. I think we're going to see some of the best, League of Legends we've seen in the CCS for the Plat scene in these conference finals.
Absolutely, I agree. Because I mean, at this point, once again, no diss to CV Rush, but they are now the weakest team left, right? Out of everyone. Actually, that might be ID Clips. Actually, hold up. Out of all the teams left, it might be CV Rush, and then ID. I think y'all are right above them. Sorry, man.
Why are you questioning it?
I'm not questioning it.
ID Eclipse didn't have to change their roster like right before playoffs or in the middle of playoffs.
Pizza, though, like it's not since they've been playing with Coach Pizza, you can't say that it's a new roster. Sure, it's a new roster in the CCS, but if they've been playing with this player, it's not a new roster. It's just they haven't.
I think chemistry and playing with the same players that you have all season long matters a lot. We saw it with Zeta. We've seen it with other teams as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, if they've been, I don't know how long they've been playing with Coach Pizza for in the Aegis League. If they've been playing with him like the entire time, then you can't. No, I'm not buying that. That's nah. But if he just got subbed in and then started playing with them, sure. But if he's been there and because of his schedule he can't play on Wednesdays, then that's different, right?
Yeah. No, and to because Epic Champion, said I don't think it's a downgrade though. No, I don't think it's a downgrade either with Coach Pizza. It's more of
synergy.
When you start, synergy. We start talking about
cohesion,
how the cohesion and everything. Because like when you talk about like Hoshi's team, you look at Hoshi's team, and Hoshi, you can attest to this. There's something to be said about the fact that these are players that you've played with all split long, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and then once you start, messing up with synergy, I don't care if you're bringing in the god tier player off of the bench. It sometimes can, throw, a wrench into your plan. So that's all I was saying, Redacted.
Oh no, I absolutely agree, and like I said, it's part of the reason why I had Zeta, one in my power rankings, because they had been playing literally since this past summer, or past fall. Like I remember talking to Flay about it at one point. He said you don't really hear about teams playing almost a year of amateur competition that consistently for that long together. So it's pretty unheard of. And no, I think synergy and mentals and whatever does play a big part into it. And if you play with people you like, then it obviously becomes a lot better versus playing on a team that you all just kind of show up and kind of do your thing and then go home from there, right? But then who wants to do that? So, with that being said, final question before we wind down for the night. Bubster, this one's kind of a troll question. No, I'm kidding. But if you go ahead and if you beat Glaive Bingus here and you face Gamma, what do you... Obviously, I'm not asking for your preparation or anything like that. I'm asking you, what do you expect? How would you prep for that matchup? How are you even going to prep for your matchup coming into Glaive? Not in terms of picks. I mean, actually, what do you do? Do you meditate? Whatever. I'm trying to figure out, how y'all prep for these matchups. Or do y'all, play Tarkov like a bunch of the Dorado players do?
All right, so basically, I'm gonna be honest here. Our team hasn't scrimmed in 4 weeks. We haven't scrimmed once since we got into playoffs. We've literally just been showing up on Thursdays and just winning these games, to be honest. That being said, I'll look at their op.gg at 7:30, and then we'll have our bands and we'll just show up and play. To be honest, we're not the most... BKP has insane draft prep, and that's about it. Like we just show up and we play. We don't really prep too much, to be honest. Yeah, we were also thinking about scrimming tonight, but we decided we'd rather do the podcast instead. So that's why we're here.
BKP, you sounds like you have some thoughts about that.
I mean, it's just how he said it. I
Mhm.
mean, people, might say with Goldfish, the Goldfish series, like the 3-0, obviously Kaiser came out of the hospital, whatever. I think they scrimmed more than we did. I mean, like Bubble said, we haven't scrimmed since I think we played Doggo before our first playoff match. And that was about it. Besides that, though, it's literally just like, okay, let's look at their op.ggs and we figure out draft a little bit and we go from there.
Hoshi, what about you? Or
What was the question again? Sorry.
What do you do to prepare for your match prior to, like, do y'all meditate or you play Tarkov? Like,
My team is like really, really chill. They're barely starting to get into it. Like Dalton's or Harmonica God is starting to play more League. We scrim like once a week. I'll do some draft prep like a few days before the actual game. We'll meet together like an hour before the game and talk about what we want to do for draft and stuff. Like I think our team is super, super lax and we don't do anything too in depth, but I think we agreed to be that way at the start so nobody would burn out because a lot of these guys were playing on multiple teams. So we're just kind of going with the flow. I know we're like really, really different to Gamma because Gamma will set like apart a specific day and they'll like get together for like 2-3 hours and they'll do like draft prep and go through all different scenarios with Kush. So like it's completely different between Omega and Gamma, which is like pretty interesting.
okay, I didn't even know Kush was the. So Kush, you the draft coach for Grandma and everything?
I definitely help facilitate things. But yeah, just to reiterate the sentiment that Hoshi gave, uh, definitely a lot of grinders on our team. We definitely like scrimming 2 to 3 times a week. Um,
Damn.
and and for myself
And you're a
personally,
PhD candidate. You
I'm
find the time.
yeah, yeah, I make it work.
That's crazy.
But um, yeah, I'm definitely like the type of person who likes to be prepared. Um, and so whether my teammates like it or not, I have them sit down with me for a couple hours to do draft prep because I personally don't like it when you get into a draft scenario and it gets to be like pick me whatever, or like I don't know, we can just pick this and then like you don't have something cohesive. So I think that's a strength of ours is that um, we come in with a pretty set plan and we kind of expect or know how things are going to go into the draft, and so we're able to adjust very well. And I think it helps us adjust thematically what's going on in a series. Like we were able to go from game 3, which was a complete flop for us, to game 4, which was pretty easy for us, and then game 5 was not really that bad as well. And I think not very many teams can do a pretty big turnaround like that. And I think a lot of that's attributed to the prep that we do, and how we can adjust very easily. I think that's very unique to our team.
Okay. And Sev, what about you? How do you prep before you check out all these rosters applications?
I look at the OPGGs, bro. That's it.
You don't get no hot chocolate. Turn on some music.
Gonna get a nice cold Red Bull, bro.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
All right. Hey, Brankus, you want to go ahead and ask the last question or close us out? I'll leave it up to you. Oh,
Yeah, no. So martial arts is asking, why is there a piano behind me? My wife.
don't answer him.
No, I was just answering real quick. My wife sometimes plays it with our daughter. No, I don't play instruments. I am musically challenged. I can appreciate music. I can't play. But no, I think we're gonna have some fun series this week, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. The only unfortunate business about all this redacted is I wish that I could play the CCS so I could dumpster on teams with River Shen.
Brinkles, we're joining next split, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
I would
let's
not.
go.
I would not want to play in this league. Not because I dislike it, but
Redacted.
what?
But think about it. Even if I lose, as long as I kill someone with River Shen, I feel good. I could go. My team could go 0-9 or 0-18. But as long as I get some kills and some diamond players or plat players, I feel pretty good about myself.
Well, maybe Flay will allow a G League exception where they bring in an even lower elo person. I don't know, but anyway, let's give y'all all y'all last remarks so we can go ahead and turn down for the night because I gotta get to the library and go do some homework. Sev, last remarks from you.
No remarks. Just shout out to Dorado homies as always. Not affiliated at all or anything. Nope.
Yeah, don't make me pull up the screenshots.
Not biased. No, those guys are cool. Shout out to Naysayer from Elysium, my boy Caleb, and yeah, that's it.
Hoshi.
Yeah, shout out obviously to Dorado Gaming, my co-owners. Thank you guys for having me tonight. I don't know if many people know, but we have a Valorant team as well. I wanted to shout them out. They go by Dorado Gaming Tango, and they are also undefeated in their Victorious League, so I think that's really cool. Yeah, and I hope you guys are ready to see a banger of a series in 2 weeks between Dorado, Omega, and Gamma. I think that shit's gonna be crazy, so hope you guys get ready for that.
PKP.
No real shout outs. Just appreciate y'all for inviting me on the podcast. Only comment is about the well being of Kaiser. I hope someone's checked on that guy recently. Yeah, he wasn't doing too great, and with the way Matt G played in their last series, he's probably gonna end up in the hospital again. So,
Bubster.
All right, BK. I'm gonna shout out ID for picking us up and paying our entry fee for the CCS and everything, and everyone over there. Shout out ID Frozen for making us look so much better by comparison. And that's about it. We're gonna stomp Glaive and stomp Gamma, and then we'll see Doggo in the finals.
Hey, OG Kush.
Yeah, before I give my shout outs, do you guys want to hear my opinion on the state of Chinese solo queue or
No?
Oh,
no?
jeez.
No.
Okay, just
No.
checking.
You've
checking.
done great on the podcast so far. Don't
Yeah,
get hesitant.
well, yeah. I mean, I was just gonna ask. So just double checking. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to y'all for hosting us tonight. Let's see here. Shout out to the Epsilon boys for taking the Aegis chip, and especially to Hooked on Flays, one of my former teammates. Happy to see him get his own. So really happy about that. Shout out to Manny's mom. And shout out to the Dorado org as a whole. And especially to our great owners, Zol and Efron. And oh yeah, Hoshi too. Uh, yeah, that's about it.
All right. Shout out to all those folks. Thank you all for joining us once again on this podcast. On the Dorado Takeover, it's Dorado World Order. We're so close to the end here. Please save us, somebody, because if you don't, we're just gonna hear about it literally until the next split.
I think saving's too late, bro.
No.
It's too far gone.
There are already plans to rename the server DCS, so somebody, please, anybody, somebody come save me from this Dorado Takeover.
It's inevitable, man. You can't hide from it. It's coming.
Run from it. Dread it. Run from it.
Let's go, ID Eclipse,
Dorado
please.
still arrives, head ass. But nah, it's been great. It's been great playoffs. Honestly, it's been really fun casting the playoffs this split, despite how long it has been. Jesus Christ. It's damn near a whole nother season in itself. But it's still been fun. Lots of great matches, especially once we got past the first few rounds. And I really do think that we have a strong plethora of teams left. So these last couple of matches here are going to be crazy. Like, I hope they're going to be crazy. Please don't give me no 3-0s. Like, y'all better come in with sharp mentals, okay? Brankles, last words from you before we sign off, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Carino. That was so much fun doing the in houses with him, allowing me to play the River Shen. But also shout out to the real OGs, Grinchy Goons. I still think about them and the amount of fun I had with that roster. Just that split was so much fun with them.
I was about to say, ain't nobody remember Green Dragoons, but sure. Anyway, well, with that being said, I'm pretty sure only like a few people in chat probably get that reference, because I don't think anybody here knows who that team is. But anyway, with that being said, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and turn down for the night. We appreciate y'all coming out with us, partying with us, enjoying this podcast, and giving us some of your thoughts and inputs. Once again, we're going to have CCS action this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And actually, our Thursday series will be on next Tuesday because they had to reschedule due to, what is it, Hurricane? Is it Irma? What name?
Hurricane Ian.
Ian, there we go. Yeah, I knew it was an I name, something like that. Yeah, so due to Hurricane Ian, our Thursday matchup will be on Tuesday at 8:15 Eastern. If you're in the server, don't worry, we'll remind you about that once again. And also, we do have a Diamond tourney coming up. So if you have any Diamond affiliates, Diamond teams, check out the link in the server for that. If you need help, open up a ticket and we can get you that information. So with that being said, though, we're going to go ahead and close down for the night. And we'll see you next time. Peace.